All right, here with Coach Rod Reed as we get ready to start the 2012 spring practice season. And Coach, it's a very exciting time for you and your staff as you guys get back on the field and get some practice time. Just talk about that upcoming here on Friday.
Absolutely, it's going to be really good to be able to get out and see, especially the young guys. We got a pretty good idea of what our older guys can do. We have to continue to develop this young talent that we have. Especially along the defensive line and the young linebackers that we'll have. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to step up and answer the bell as it comes to guys that we have to go to war with in the fall.
And Coach, just talk about, you got a lot of returning players back, a lot of all-conference guys, and exceeded expectations at least by the OVC poll last year. How do you guys expect it to be one of the top 3 or 4 teams coming in the OVC this year as well?
Well, coming in, those things are on paper. When we were ranked 8th and 9th, the kids took it as a challenge. And, we knew within the staff that we had the ability to compete at a high level last year. Not only that, we're still an extremely young football team right now. You're going to see a lot of redshirt freshmen and redshirt sophomores playing on defense next year. We don't have a whole lot of seniors. I think we have 2 seniors on defense next year. On offense, we may have 4 or 5. So we're still an extremely young football team, but we're an extremely talented team. And the good thing about the youngness of our team is that a lot of those young guys played last year and have game experience. So now it's up to us to fine tune it and get ready to go against our opponents in the fall.
And Coach, talk about, there's a lot of excitement in the air. It's the centennial celebration of the university, returning back to the Hole, playing Florida A&M here in Nashville. A lot of excitement in the air.
Yeah, I'm really excited about our schedule. We have a tough schedule. I wouldn't want it any other way. A lot of times you go out, you look in the scheduling, and you want to try to find games that you may have a little push over there, but we understand what we're fighting against in the OVC, so I think the tougher the preseason schedule is for us, the better it'll prepare us for conference play. And, but right now, in the spring, we've got to develop fundamentally. We've got to get these guys out here, and we've got to teach them the fundamentals of football, especially our young guys. Our older guys I'm not so much worried about, but our young guys, we really have to bring these guys along because they're going to be the depth that we need in order to compete for a championship next year.
How does spring practice really help your guys, especially for the guys who were freshmen last year that weren't able to participate in spring practice, but now this is their first one? How does that really help them develop the skills and fundamentals needed to be successful?
Well, that gives us more time. We have more time to spend with them in the teaching aspect. In the fall, you get very little individual time once you get into the season because you're doing so much teamwork and things of that nature. Now we have time where we can truly stop and focus on the fundamentals of football with these young guys. To teach proper hand placement, how to keep your nose over your toes when you backpedal, how to tackle correctly, and things of that nature. You really have the time to spend with your young guys. And it's going to be more of a teaching aspect for us as coaches, being able to get the scheme across as well as fundamentals and technique.
What are some of the key battles or things that you're going to be looking at here in the spring?
Well, what I'm looking for is competition. I don't want any player on our football team to be comfortable in the spot. And, once you breed competition and if a guy knows that, hey, this guy behind me is just as good as me, it's going to push him to be that much better football player. So we're looking for guys to compete and push other guys. That board may start out that first group, but that depth chart will change daily based on the effort, based on the skill, based on the technique that you show that day. So we're going to make this a competitive spring, and we're going to grade every practice. Every team period that we go through is going to be graded, and our guys will be held accountable for those grades that they get by their position on the depth chart.
And Coach, tell us how the spring schedule looks like and when spring day is this year.
We're going to start off this Friday. We're going to come in and it'll be our first day of spring ball helmets, and then we're going to pick back up on Monday in uppers. And our spring game will end up on April the 14th, I believe. Day before, we're going to have the DRC Celebrity Slam Jam. We're trying to make that a tradition. We did it last year, and it was pretty good out there, and it was a good way to kick off the excitement for the spring game the next day, which we had about 3,000 or 4,000 people there. So we're really excited about it, but I'm most excited about getting out and being able to teach fundamentals to these young lads that we have coming in this week.
All right, well, Coach, good luck to the upcoming spring, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.